nothing means so much to me as the Best Companies for Multicultural Women and this conference, the Multicultural Women's National Conference. And I think it's because of the 10 years of work on it. I think it's because we launched it out of the ideals of 100 Best Companies, and I think it's because we launched it in reaction to acquiring the company 3 weeks before 9/11, which made us all feel at Working Mother Media that we needed to do something dramatic and important and significant that would have a huge, long-lasting effect on American women and perhaps beyond America. And there was such great passion involved in this first 10 years, and it has been so much hard work. And I want to express my thanks for the people who helped with this initiative for 10 years. And I also want to enlist all of you in the next 10 years. That's why we're talking about a future together, because we have in this room just a magnificent group of women and men who can take what we have built so far over the last 10 years and made a decade of difference, and we can push this and use this and build on this initiative to make a huge future to build together and make the country and the world a better place for all women and all men. Some of you in this room were actually at the first summit 10 years ago. And some of you in this room have been working on our advisory board for years and years. Some of you in this room bravely applied for the list that first year. And it was an act of bravery to share data about multicultural women's representation in your company that first year when we had only 3 winners. All of you in this room are part of something big. As Rohini said so beautifully, this initiative, whose purpose is to shine a spotlight on multicultural women in the workplace, to look deeply at the issues faced where race and gender meet in the workplace, and to give everyone ammunition in the form of data to use internally and externally. This initiative has been the work of many people, and I want to just cite a few as examples. I could say so many names up here, but just a few. Beth Comstock from GE, first woman that I presented this idea to, and I asked her if she would be the founding sponsor, and based on absolutely nothing, she said yes, because she was excited about the prospect of GE helping in this just basically a bare bones idea. Roz Hudnell, who's here today with her daughter, attended the first summit that first year in 2002, and she told me afterwards, she said, "Carol, go home and tell your daughter that her mommy parted the waters today." Now, I thought she was really over-exaggerating, but Roz is like that. She's just a great ball of energy. And what she gave me was this comfort and this hope that even though I didn't really understand what I was doing so much, because I was really going ahead in areas that I had not much knowledge about, that we had done the right thing and struck a right chord and that we should move ahead. That kind of encouragement from so many people, that's just one example. Our advisory board, our academics and scholars like Evangelina Holvina, who said, you must allow women to break into their same race circles. They must be able to talk privately, confidentially, with nobody listening but themselves. And when Vanjie said that to us at our Board of Advisors meeting, we were just entranced by the thought of what that might look like. And we've been doing that every year and at every single town hall, every national conference across the country. There were CDOs and CEOs who stood up and said, yes, this is important to me as a person and as an organization. There were men and women, many of you, who internally championed this initiative, even when it was just in its very early stages, but then again and again throughout the years, really saying to their internal people, no, it's okay. We can give them this data. They know how to treat data. They know how to keep it confidential, but we will learn. We, the company, will learn much more than we will give. And then I'm grateful to those who helped us on what was the hardest thing of all, which was to understand how to talk about race openly in a forum like this. How to talk about race. And at first, the first phrases that we heard from women was, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. And I think that we're past that stage of walking on eggshells, and we got past it by doing this talk in public, in a sacred kind of private forum that we know it's okay. I want to also say that all the women in the country who have come up to me after our events and have said one thing to me: this initiative has changed me. You know, there's so many people who have said this in so many different ways about how it has changed them, and that is what gave us the ability to move forward. Consultants, experts, people who understand organizational design in a way that we don't. Vanessa Weaver, my dance partner, was really helped us to understand all of that. And all the women of every race talking in their same race circles, revealing their feelings to the general group. It wasn't just the talking in the same race circles, it's the reveal that moves us forward, because then we say, aha, I understand how isolated a Native American woman in corporate America feels. Aha, I understand how an African American woman feels when she walks into a room full of white women who are basically not understanding. All different types of reveals that have helped us to come together and make a decade of difference. It's been a truly collective, cooperative initiative involving hundreds of companies, thousands of women, many wonderful men, and I will just say one tiny little story, which is that when I was first launching this initiative, a friend of mine who reads tarot cards in Santa Fe, New Mexico, did my cards for me, and I thought, wow, I don't know, this is really interesting. And she came up with the abundance card for me, and that was my card. And I said, what does that mean? And she said, oh, I know exactly what that means, Carol. You've been talking all weekend. I was working through and trying to understand with this very wonderful woman some of my work, because she was a Native American woman. And she said to me, this is about your Multicultural Women's Initiative. And the abundance card has all these seeds dropping all around the country. She said, those are your town halls, these are your national conferences, this is the magazine telling millions of women this story. And that was in 2003. So we were able to fulfill that prediction of the abundance card, and perhaps partly because of the encouragement that that gave all of us.